And welcome to Technology Tap. I'm Professor J. Rod. In this episode, we are going to talk about unmanaged switches. Let's get to it. All right. Before we start, a couple of housekeeping things, as always. One of the things that I want to tell you guys is that I was offered to work for a company that I cannot say on a project that is going to be out in December, January. It was all filmed. But you could get, I don't have to tell you what company it is, but you can tell, me doing this stuff for the last 4 years, what company approached me and wanted to do a video with me. So I'm very excited about that. That should come out in January, or December, January, February. They said, but it was a good experience. I went down to New York City to a television studio, and they sat me down and they recorded me. They did makeup, the whole thing. So I'm very excited about what is to come. We're gonna go back to back to back the next couple of days, so be on the lookout for the podcast. Again, I've been a little busy. I had a conference in DC that I had to go to, and still doing my dissertation and all the other stuff that I'm doing. But I got a couple of scripts ready. So as I said in the beginning, we're going to do switches, and specifically unmanaged switches. All right, so we're going to begin. So in the realm of computer networking, a switch is a fundamental and crucial network device that operates primarily at the data link layer, which is layer 2. The primary function of a switch is to facilitate the efficient and intelligent transfer of data within a LAN. Unlike older network devices like hubs, which simply broadcast packets to all connected devices, switches are intelligent devices that make decisions about where to send data packets. They achieve this by examining the unique media access control, or MAC address, associated with the device connected to the network. Each device on a network has a distinct MAC address, akin to a digital fingerprint. When data is sent to a switch, it utilizes these MAC address to determine which specific port to send the data packet to, ensuring that it reaches the intended recipient and it isn't broadcast unnecessarily to all devices like a hub does. Switches are very important to modern network environments, whether in homes, small businesses, or large-scale enterprises. They play a central role in building efficient and secure networks, enabling multiple devices to communicate seamlessly. Throughout this discussion, we will divulge into, it's going to be part 1 and part 2, right? We're going to do unmanaged switches today, and then tomorrow we'll do managed switch. All right, unmanaged switch is also refers as dumb switches, are simpler and more straightforward category of network switches. They are designed for basic plug-and-play networking without the need for user configuration. Some key features of unmanaged switch include 1. Simplicity. Unmanaged switch are extremely user-friendly and require minimal setup. They are essentially plug-and-play devices and making them easy to use. When you connect the devices to the switch, it automatically manages the routing of the data packet, and is particularly beneficial for individuals or small businesses with limited network experience. And that falls under 8 or 9 or 10 subcategories. So like I said, 1 is plug and play. Unmanaged switches are essentially plug and play. You can typically set them up by connecting network cables and powering them on. There are no complex configuration steps or management interface to navigate an unmanaged switch. Unmanaged switches operate without the need to configure them. They automatically pass data between devices connected to their ports without any user intervention, so it's very easy to use. This makes it ideal for users who are not familiar with network settings. Low maintenance. Unmanaged switches require minimal maintenance once they're set up. They generally operate reliable without need for ongoing adjustments or updates. Cost efficient. Unmanaged switches are often more affordable than managed switch. This cost effectiveness makes them an attractive option for small business and home networks and basic connectivity needs. And they are suitable for small networks. Unmanaged switches are well suited for small networks where simplicity and basic connectivity are the primary requirements. They are commonly used in home office, small office, and simple home networks. Unmanaged switches are typically compact and fanless, which means they do not generate significant noise or heat, which is a good thing. This makes them suitable for quiet environments and spaces with limited physical space. Unmanaged switch functions as standalone devices. They do not support advanced features like VLANs, quality of service, or security settings that require configuration and management. While unmanaged switches are easy to set up, they offer limited scalability. You cannot expand or manage your network as easily as with managed switches. Unmanaged switches usually come with a fixed number of ports, making them suitable for small networks with a limited number of devices. Unmanaged switches also eliminate the complexity associated with configuring and managing network features. The simplicity is an advantage for users who do not have a running background in networking. It's important to know while unmanaged switches are straightforward and simple, they have limitations. They don't provide advanced capabilities and control offered by managed switches. As your network requirements grow, or if you need to implement specific network features, you may need to transition to a managed switch. The choice between managed and unmanaged switch should be based on your network needs, your technical expertise, and your specific network complexity. What's another thing about unmanaged switch is affordability. Unmanaged switch are generally more budget friendly compared to managed counterparts. This affordability makes them an attractive choice for individuals or small business looking to expand their network without incurring significant costs. Unmanaged switch are typically less expensive than managed switch. They're designed for simple plug and play, which reduce their cost. Unmanaged switches do not require additional licensing fee as they lack the advanced features and management capabilities found in managed switches. This keeps the total cost of ownership low. Unmanaged switch have a straightforward design that focuses on basic network connectivity. This simplicity allows for cost savings in terms of both manufacturing and maintenance. Unmanaged switches don't require specialized network administrators or extensive training. This reduces support and personnel costs, making them accessible to small businesses and individuals. Unmanaged switches are often designed to be energy efficient, which can result in lower operating costs over time. Some models have features that automatically adjust power consumption based on network traffic. Many unmanaged switches are compact, fanless, eliminating the need for cooling system and reducing physical space requirement. The design choice contributes to affordability and the practicability of having an unmanaged switch. They're also excellent to fit for small network and basic connectivity needs. Their affordability aligns with the budget constraints of small and home users, small business users and home users. Unmanaged switch require minimal setup and maintenance, which again reduces the cost of having to hire somebody who needs to administer. While unmanaged switch offers several cost advantage, it's essential to consider your specific networking requirements. For simple network setups where basic connectivity is the primary goal, the unmanaged switch offers an economical and practical solutions. Now, lack of user interface. Let's talk about that. Unmanaged switches typically lack a user interface or management capabilities. They do not provide web-based interface or command line access for configuration. This simplicity means there are no advanced settings to adjust or customize. Unmanaged switches are designed for plug and play. This simplicity can be an advantage for those who want, like I said, straightforward. Inflexibility. Unmanaged switches have fixed settings and features that cannot be customized to implement advanced network features such as virtual VLANs, quality of service, or security settings. Users are limited to the switch's default behavior. Without a user's interface, you cannot access logs, statistics, or error messages that could help with troubleshooting network issues. This makes diagnosing and resolving problems more challenging. No remote management. Unmanaged switches lack the capabilities for remote management. Network administrators cannot access or configure the switch settings remotely, making it easier to be physically present for any changes. Unmanaged switches provide little visibility into network traffic and performance. Network monitoring, real-time statistics, and network analysis are typically not available. Unmanaged switches do not offer advanced security features. They lack access control, port security, and other security settings that are commonly available in managed switch. This can be a security risk in certain environments. Unmanaged switches have a fixed number of ports and limited scalability. Expanding your network or adding features can be challenging without upgrading to a managed switch. Unmanaged switches do not allow for customization to adapt to unique network requirements. You cannot tailor the switch behavior to specific needs or optimize it for certain applications. Unmanaged switches do not support VLANs, making it challenging to isolate or segregate traffic between different parts of the network. This can impact network security and network management. It is important to choose between managed and unmanaged switches based on your specific networking needs. Unmanaged switches are best suited for small networks with basic connectivity requirements, where simplicity and cost effectiveness are paramount. For more complex networks that require advanced features, security, and customizations, managed switch with a user interface and management capabilities are a better choice, even if they come at a higher cost. Now let's talk about plug and play on an unmanaged switch. Unmanaged switch are true plug and play devices. After connecting your devices to switch and powering it on, it immediately begins functioning without any need for user intervention. This straightforward setup is suitable for scenarios where quick and uncomplicated network expansion is required. Again, no configuration required. When you connect devices to an unmanaged switch, there's typically no need to configure it. It automatically detects it and it starts working right away. As soon as you plug network cables into the switch ports and provide power, your devices are connected and can communicate with each other over the network. There's no need to set up IP address, configure VLANs, or adjust any network parameters. The primary advantage of plug and play with unmanaged switch is simplicity. Users, especially those who do not have extensive networking knowledge, appreciate the hassle-free setup. It is as simple as connecting cables and turning the switch on. Unmanaged switch are well suited for small network and home environment where basic network connectivity is the primary concern. The simplicity is one of the key reasons that are commonly used in such settings. The plug and play feature of unmanaged switch contributes to their cost effectiveness. They are typically more affordable than managed switch, making them a budget-friendly choice. While the automated operations of unmanaged switch is convenient for local setup, they lack remote management capabilities. Changes or adjustment must be made directly at the switch, which can be a limitation in larger or more complex networks. It is important to note that while unmanaged switches are excellent for simple networks, they have their limitations, as we discussed. Next, we're going to talk about the no advanced features on an unmanaged switch. Unmanaged switches lack advanced networking features that managed switch offers. Let's take a look at some of them. No configuration options. Unmanaged switches don't provide configuration interface or options. You cannot customize settings like VLANs, quality of service, or security. They operate with a fixed predefined configuration. Limited control with unmanaged switch. You have limited control over network traffic. You cannot prioritize certain types of traffic, implement access control, or fine-tune network behaviors. Lack of VLAN support. Unmanaged switches do not support virtual VLANs, which are used to segment a network into isolated subnetworks. VLANs are commonly used to enhance network security and manage traffic. No quality of service. Unmanaged switches don't offer quality of service features. QoS is important for prioritizing network traffic to ensure that critical applications receive sufficient bandwidth and low latency. No security features. Unmanaged switch lack advanced security features such as access control, port security, and MAC address filtering. These features are essential for controlling access to the network and protecting against security threats. Unmanaged switch are not suitable for complex network topologies. They lack support for features like loop prevention, spanning tree, and layer 3 routing. Troubleshooting networks with unmanaged switches can be challenging. They don't provide error logs or diagnostic tools, making it difficult to identify and resolve problems. Unmanaged switches have fixed settings and behavior. It's predefined set of rules, and you cannot adjust their behavior. And like I said before, there is no remote management on these devices, which can be impractical in larger or remotely located networks. So unmanaged switch are suited for simple network setups in environments where basic network connectivity is the primary need. They are cost efficient and user friendly, making it suitable for small business. Again, as we said, if you want to do anything more complex, go to a management switch. So let's end with the pros and cons of having unmanaged switch. So pros: simplicity. Unmanaged switch are incredibly easy to set up and use. They also are incredibly easy. They're essentially plug and play, requiring no configuration. You can connect devices to unmanaged switch and it will automatically start working. It can be quickly deployed, allowing for rapid network expansion or device connectivity without time-consuming process. They're more affordable than managed switch. They have minimal maintenance. They're ideal for small networks with basic connectivity needs. They are very reliable and robust for simple network tasks. They're very user-friendly, so you don't have to have a lot of network knowledge. Again, because they don't have a fan, they don't make a lot of noise, and they're very compact. And there's no risk of accidental misconfigurations that could disrupt the network. Again, another thing is to remind ourselves is the affordability, right? Low cost, no licensing fee, simplified design, reduced support costs, energy efficient, right? Cost effective for your basic needs. You don't need any additional network equipment and no ongoing license fees. Again, it's reliable, simplistic, plug and play, reduce points of failure. There are fewer components and potentials for failure. This leads to greater reliability. Ideal for small networks. Long-term stability. The lack of advanced features and settings means that unmanaged switches tend to operate with a high degree of stability over the long haul. Right? Also, let's not forget that the plug and play, easy of setup, no configuration required. Again, quick deployment, reliability, right? No risk of misconfigurations, right? Those are the pros for having an unmanaged switch. The cons are, and there's a lot of them here, looking at my list, is lack of control, right? There's a lack of control and customization, cannot fine tune it. It's inflexible. It is what it is. You buy it. It is what it is. No quality of service, no VLAN support. If something happens, it's limited in the troubleshooting that it has. It has no security features at all, such as access control, port security, MAC address filtering. This could be a risk. Reduced control over traffic. With unmanaged switches, you have limited control over network traffic. No remote configurations. Unmanaged switches are not suitable for complex network topologies. You cannot customize it. It has no advanced network features. The settings are fixed. You have very limited network segmentation. You can't prioritize traffic, right? Limited security features, no remote, right? No port security. Port security features, which are very common in managed switches, are unavailable in unmanaged switches. Port security allows network administrators to restrict the number of devices that can connect to a specific port. Unmanaged switches do not have this protective measure in place. Unmanaged switches do not support MAC address filtering, which is a method to control access by allowing or denying devices based on a MAC address. This can be a disadvantage in terms of network security. Limited visibility and monitoring. Unmanaged switches don't provide this. This means that suspicious or unauthorized network activity may go unnoticed, making it a challenge to detect it. Unmanaged switches don't allow you to implement and enforce network security policies. In a managed switch, you can define specific security policies, access control, and traffic filtering. Unmanaged switches, you cannot do that. Without advanced security features and modern capabilities, unmanaged switches may lack the ability to detect and respond to security threats in real time, leaving the network vulnerable to attacks. Since unmanaged switches don't offer access control or authentication methods, there is a risk of unauthorized access on the network. Anyone who can have physically connect to the switch can potentially gain access to the network. Also, a couple of more. A fixed number of ports, right? Typically, unmanaged switches come with a fixed number of ports, which means you cannot easily expand, usually 4 or 5. Can add new features. You're limited in your bandwidth. Difficulty in expanding your network. Limited support for high density environments, right? A large number of devices need to connect to a concentrated area. The fixed port amount, and it's so small and it's not as robust, may not work for you. Difficulty in isolating traffic, inefficient network expansion, right? And we have some what we call use cases where we use managed switches. Unmanaged switches are frequently used in home networks. They're ideal for connecting multiple devices such as computers, printers, gaming consoles, and smart TVs. To a home router, home users typically don't need advanced features and appreciate the ease of unmanaged switch, where it can be used for extending wired connectivity. In many homes, there are a limited number of Ethernet ports available on the router or modem provided by the ISP, usually 3 or 4. An unmanaged switch allows you to extend wired connectivity by adding more Ethernet ports, making it easier to connect devices like computers, gaming consoles, smart TVs. I have all three of mine ISP connections used, and I have a small unmanaged switch, which is 8 port, and they're all used. So this really expanded my wired connectivity. Home setup for individuals working from home. Unmanaged switches can be useful for creating a dedicated home office network. This helps separate work-related devices from personal devices and ensure a reliable wired connection. Smart home devices such as smart speakers, cameras, and thermostats often require internet connections for optimal performance. An unmanaged switch can be connected to these devices and ensure a stable network connection. I have my smart TV connected directly to the switch. If you have multiple devices using for streaming video content or online gaming, an unmanaged switch can provide additional Ethernet ports, reducing the load on your Wi-Fi. Connecting a network printer or a NAS, not the wrapper device, is a network attached storage device to an unmanaged switch, making these resources available to all devices on the network. It simplifies file sharing and printing. My printer is also connected to the switch. Unmanaged switch, they plug and play. Again, they're cost effective. For devices that require stable and reliable wired connections, such as desktop computers, unmanaged switches ensure consistent network performance. You can expand it if you want at home. For small offices and home offices with minimal network requirement can benefit again from that. Again, you could expand your network connectivity, affordable network expansion. You could connect your office equipment. Small offices typically use desktop computers, printers, scanners, and fax machines. With an unmanaged switch, it's easy to connect. You can install, again, a NAS, right, not the wrapper, for backup purposes. It's a reliable wired network. A branch for a small branch office or remote locations of a larger organizations. Unmanaged switch can provide a simple and cost-effective means of expanding the network, simple setup, low maintenance, meeting your basic needs. For temporary networks, are convenient for temporary setup events or workshops. In this situation, we need to create a network quickly and don't have the time uh, or luxury of technical expertise. Unmanaged switches may be the way to go. They will allow to connect devices without worrying about complex network settings. Stuff like events and conferences, your training sessions and workshop, construction sites, temporary offices, pop-up retail or food stalls, right? Like a street fair, outdoor events, music festivals, sporting events, emergency response and disaster recovery, film and television production, right? They may need something temporarily work sites, and trade booths and expositions. So unmanaged switches are well suited for temporary networks because of their ease of use, quick deployment, and cost effectiveness. They provide basic network connectivity without the need for complex configurations, making them ideal for short-term networking needs. However, it's essential to consider the security requirements of your temporary network to take appropriate measures to protect it, even while using unmanaged switch. In summary, unmanaged switch are ideal for situations where simplicity and affordability are paramount. They provide basic network connectivity, but come with limitations in terms of control, scalability, and security features. If your network needs become more complicated or require advanced management, it may be necessary to consider upgrading to a managed switch, which offer more control and customization. And on our next podcast, we will explore managed switches. And that's going to put a bow on it today. Thank you for everybody listening, and we'll see you next time. If you want to contact me, you can email me at Professor JRod. That's Professor JROD at gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Professor JRod. This has been a Little Cha-Cha Productions, art by Joko, music by Joko. Until next time.